There are two classes of extraterrestrial encounters. The first is a French hoax, only the French having become loutish in their infamy, their gloutons being willing to experiment in hypnosis, psychiatric misfiling upon an informant, manipulative of law, and of course transgenderist male agent, assisted by clonade in the Raelian South Korea, the common Cambo, I speak to as a slur. But there is another one. What is a hobo recluse? A real-life extraterrestrial, drawn to this planet in the 18th, 19th, and 20th and 21st centuries. There is the question as to what it is. A hobo will show you its home, where it nests in your house, and then it will, of course, attempt to bite you. A spider has no choice but to hunt any prey, as does a biped of pedipalps, our forward lobe having the same 8 functions, as does an octopod. The insect and its cousin, the arachnid, are incapable of mutable form. They only adapt, versus the octopod, a parasite upon the testicles, or equivalent, of course, of the gray, the little E.T. man, or the tall orange speaker, the vampire, having some form of mutation, such as the STD, the sexually transmitted disease, or if you prefer, a venereal disease, upon us, a bacterial form of life adapted to octopods, a transgressive symbiote. You can see the transgender or the transverse or the STD as a hen's broom, the original form of animal husbandry practiced in Afghanistan. A single hen infected by herpes, until we have the modern chicken. Our chicken meat, our turkey meat, our eggs, our milk, our steers, our pigs, everything. God, as the Afghans regarded it, their own ability to farm and draw from labor, the meat of the plains. And through the Eastern Pass, Tajikistan to China, our friend the devil, the trapping of man for Chinese pit fights, for admission to the Dalai Lama's tournament. These things aside, the Talmud, the Jew, and the Dalai Lama, the worker's task, illusory, of course, to admission of all, but necessary for advancement, we can find the octopus. A fruit fly has adaptations upon wings, as does the arachnid. We can't adapt. Lamarck is a myth. Malthus, a simple affirmation of the economic law of man. But in Darwin we find the husbandry of a higher species, humans, upon pigeons. And therefore we can find ourselves, the lower species, the sapient ape, upon the higher species, the whales and sharks. a whale, shark, or amphibian life form, therefore shapes the adaptation of man. The most simple, a virus. The adaptation of life to an insect or arachnid, a biped. And the mollusk, a slug, a snail. The quadruped. Through pedipalps, the twin grasp of the spider, we find our arms. And through the twin legs forward, we find our cerebrum. And through the medulla oblongata, we find our lower legs in pairs, but one. And through the abdomen, the consecration of vegetable, of foods and nutrients of the spider, we find our cerebellum, the fight-flight complex. So we can see these extraterrestrial visitors as not us, a funnel web advertising the slogan, but something more sinister. A show of home to claim us. A kidnap.